Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Friday, the 5th day of March. It's Absinthe Day. Am I saying that right? Absinthe.
Yes, absinthe.
It's a liquor that tastes like black licorice.
Love black licorice.
Not my thing at all. National Cheese Doodle Day today. National Multiple Personalities Day. Also National Multiple Personalities Day.
I know several
Also
people that
National
can
Multiple
actually
Personalities
celebrate
Day.
this, I think, so.
All right. Hey, it's National Day of Unplugging, National Dress in Blue Day, National Speech and Debate Education Day, and National Employee Appreciation Day. So appreciate them employees. I'm going to appreciate my guest today, too. I'm excited to chat with Mr. Michael Carbonaro.
There you
He's
go.
like a magician, an illusionist. He's got the Carbonaro effect on television. I am super excited to chat with him. That's coming up here before you know it. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. A new study says the key to a happy marriage may come down to what's in your DNA. Researchers at the University of Arkansas report a specific gene variation may play a big role in whether or not newlyweds will feel satisfied during the first year of their marriage. They say this gene impacts traits related to both bonding and gratitude.
Okay.
So there you go. I don't know what that means exactly, other than somebody maybe didn't have a great first year, and they said, I'm going to just blame it on science.
Yeah, I don't know that I believe
know.
in any of that.
I got a link to the thing if you want to read it. And I got one other survey here. A new survey finds that 1 in 3 drivers admits that their cars are full of junk, and they have not washed their vehicles in months. Both of our children's cars are full of junk.
They're full of junk, but our car even is filthy.
Yeah,
I mean,
it needs to be clean.
it does.
I
Yeah.
should probably do that one of these days. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At BetterCreditCards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Army Hammer is back in the news. And the good news is, at least this time, it's not because he's eating people. It's because he found a buyer for his home.
Well, that's super.
Yeah,
I
just-
was worried about
Just
that.
don't look in the deep freeze. Anyway, over here, the zombie apocalypse... I can't say that word. The zombie apocalypse film, Army of the Dead. It's going to debut on Netflix, not next month, but the following month, May 21st. Now, here's the thing. The movie is set in Las Vegas. It stars a former wrestler, Super Duper Dave. Some call him Dave Bautista. He was in the movie Stuber, where it was a guy that was driving an Uber. His name was Stu, and he called it Stuber. Anyway,
Okay.
he's a big, burly dude. I've seen him in a lot of movies, and he looks just like a really, really fun, nice guy. But this movie follows a group of mercenaries who take the ultimate gamble, venturing into the quarantine zone to pull off the greatest heist ever attempted. The project was written and directed by Zack Snyder. The first film teaser or trailer is out right now. I've got a link to it if you want to check it out. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by timeforrehab.com. Swedish authorities pulled a 41-year-old man aside on a platform at a train station and consented to a search that involved him stripping down to his underpants. But then custom workers said the man claimed to be very shy and refused to strip down any further than his undies. Well, I would be too. Police said the man attempted to secretly move a package from his underpants. Then he ended up wrestling with customs officers who tried to stop him. Turns out he had a bunch of drugs in his underpants. In the scuffle, he bit the upper arm of an officer and got himself arrested. That happened in Sweden. What in the world is going on? I can't even imagine standing on a platform at a train station, having them strip me down to my underwear, and then have them saying, okay, come on, take it all off. I would be a bit apprehensive as well. But this guy apparently was smuggling drugs. And that is what happens when your brain is on drugs.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now your scoopa of the day comes your way, courtesy of RedCrossBlood.org. A man shot with his own gun after robbing a man of his phone in South Africa. Police say the man was on his way to a bus stop when he was approached by two men. One of them held him at gunpoint, while the other one robbed him of his phone. The victim grabbed the gun, and shots went off, which hit the robber. The other robber grabbed his wounded friend, and they fled with the phone.
Okay.
So that's quite the little happening right there.
It really is. There's a whole lot going on.
They still got away with the guy's phone, sadly, but at least he shot him, I guess, with their own gun. Whole thing sounds kind of weird. This would just be awful. Heidi, you were a travel agent. How long were you a travel agent?
About 2 years.
And you really liked doing that, didn't you?
I loved it.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Well, how bad would you feel if you did this? A travel agency accidentally booked a family on the wrong flight. They were trying to get to Portland, Maine. They stepped off the airplane in Portland, Oregon.
But you know what? You don't know if that is the fault of the people who are booking. Did they just come in and say, I want to go to Portland?
Yeah.
And any agent would think, oh, Portland. I mean, the first Portland you think of.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I think of both. So I don't know. That's where you ask a question. In the snack food world, cranking up the crisp can lead to bigger hits, apparently. There's an entire research team, working to ensure the texture of food is specifically calibrated to the maximum crunchiness. If you use the word crispy and crispiness in Yelp reviews of restaurants, it has increased by over 20% in the last decade. An analyst of 7,000 menus found crispy is the single most common adjective used to describe a food texture. When food researchers measure how much do people enjoy snacks as a whole, the crunchier the rating, the higher the evaluation. So if you're saying, hey, you're going to really enjoy our crispy, crunchy
French fries.
Yeah, I was going to say mashed potatoes.
What?
I'm just saying, Yeah,
don't write reviews.
Crispy French fries are probably better than crispy mashed potatoes. And let's see, do we have time? Yeah, I got time for this. A robbery suspect was in the process of going through a house in Germany when residents returned. In a rush to escape, the suspect left his wallet and his ID at the scene of the crime.
Yikes.
So here's a question I have, and I see it's in the story that says, why did the thief have his wallet out? Police say he was attempting to make an online purchase of computer parts for the computer he was about to steal.
Oh, wow.
So he was doing
You do that at
there.
home, man.
But he was probably going, well, they got a good internet connection here. I'm going to just do this right here. It's a terrible idea. I don't understand why you would do that exactly, but again, probably not the brightest folks that are doing stuff like this. So,
Well, if you're stealing to begin with,
yeah, just don't do that.
chances are
That's bad.
you didn't graduate the top of your class.
You never know. This is today's Scoop of the Day, brought to you by RedCrossBlood.org.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's insurancechicken.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Super excited to have an amazing guest join us today, Michael Carbonaro from the Carbonaro Effect, and he's got a cool event coming up tonight, Carbonaro Live from Space. Michael, are you in space right now?
I am about to shoot off to outer space.
I'm excited to chat with you.
Too long.
This looks like a whole lot of fun, and your show for tomorrow is already sold out, but people can watch it tonight, and then there's like another event next weekend. But let's talk about Carbonaro Live from Space. What is this event, and how do people follow and watch this?
Well, it's a Zoom magic show. It's a ticketed event. You can come on board and watch from Zoom, and it's really, it's pretty incredible. It's like a combination of getting to do my TV show, but I'm actually literally right there in the living rooms of everybody. It's a very intimate medium. I'm talking right to the families. The things that they say in the show help out and change the outcome of the show, and I fool people directly as if it's almost like having a FaceTime call with me.
And the thing that's neat, it's an interactive live stream magic show for the whole family. And you had mentioned families. This is not just for mom and dad. This is anybody in the family can watch this.
Absolutely, yeah. I think, the same with the Carbonaro Effect TV show. I get a lot of letters that, people are like, wow, your show brings our family together. It's something for everyone. We all watch you together. And so, while we were on hiatus, I thought, let me do a show from outer space. Now, look, it may be my garage, but we're pretending it's outer space. and it's a live event. It's a live broadcast where people tune in, and, I call them up on screen. So it's almost like getting to have audiences of up to 500 people at a time. So it's like I've got 500 hidden cameras out there in people's homes for a live event. It's really exciting.
Now, for people who've never had a chance to see the Carbonaro Effect, first of all, guys, what are you doing? It's on True TV. It's a fun show. How do you explain that show to somebody? Because it's such a fun thing to watch, and my favorite thing is seeing the expression on everybody's face when they're trying to figure out what is going on here. But how do you describe the show?
I would say candid camera with magic. It's a hidden camera TV show where I'm out in public posing as different people, whether it be a store clerk or somebody working at a factory, and the people that I'm working with don't know that I'm a magician. And I use the techniques of magic and special effects to make people believe in the craziest things. Ghosts, mermaids, time looping backwards. And just like you said, it's really all about watching ordinary people trying to wrestle with their reality being shattered when they don't know they're in the presence of a magician.
And some of my favorites are where you'll have somebody, like you'll be doing something that looks impossible, then you hand it over to them and say, can you do this? And they do it, and it looks impossible, but they're doing it, because then it's like, what is happening?
Yeah, they feel like it's inside their hands. And it's just weird things where I try to explain some funny science behind it. For example, like someone will be at a post office and there's a very flat box, like as flat as a pizza box. And when I pop it open, there's a full-size, real bowling ball inside. And they're like, "Wait a minute! How did I was just holding that box? How did that possibly fit in there?" And I can make up some science like, "Oh, the post office is reversing the air inside of the packages now to make them lighter for shipping."
Yeah.
And they're like, "What?" And they believe it because we see so many weird technologies, we don't know what's real anymore.
Now, how did the program that's on True TV, how did that come about? Because you've been doing magic for a long time, but how long has the show been around, and how did it end up coming together like that?
Yeah, I've been doing magic my whole life, ever since I was 13 years old. I put myself through college, really, through NYU by making money doing birthday parties and communions and company picnics, and I just developed a great rapport with audiences. And I think it was... when I started working on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, I did 8 segments of hidden camera magic, and that was a real hit. It was a way to use my skills as an actor and a comedian and a magician, and it was a really fun segment. And it was like, hey, I thought to myself, I want to be like the Ashton Kutcher, like the punks of magic. Why not make a whole magic show where it's with hidden cameras, and it took off, and we did over 100 episodes of the Carbonaro Effect.
That is fantastic, and it's a fun show. And tonight, Carbonaro Live from Space, interactive live magic show for the whole family. If you'd like to go, the website you can go to is michaelcarbonaro.com. I'm going to throw a link to that in my show notes as well. Michael, thank you so much for your time today, and thank you for doing what you're doing to cheer people up and make people smile. That is just amazing.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me. Talk to you later.
Again, Michael Carbonaro, live from space tonight, and tomorrow is sold out, but then again next Friday and Saturday as well. All of the details at michaelcarbonaro.com.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Every person has a unique tongue print. Yeah, so I wonder if you could solve a crime doing that.
I'm sure you could.
I need to get
Except,
your tongue
don't
print.
your taste buds fall off like every day?
Yeah.
Don't they? Isn't your tongue always changing?
Is it ever changing? I don't know that it's ever changing, but we all have unique tongue print. So if you find somebody's tongue print on something, you could track them down and figure out who it is.
I want to see a forensic file solved that way.
I kind of do now too.
Yeah.
And have the guy's voice saying, "It's all because of the tongue print."
When he licked the window of the bus.
I don't, or whatever it was. Yeah. This has been today's fun fact. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for a news headline from somewhere in this world. Dateline, British Columbia. Officials at a school in British Columbia had windows screwed shut or blocked from opening wider than a few inches after teachers began using them to compensate for poor ventilation. So they had set up this building in such a way that the ventilation was, controlled. And then the teachers decided, well, we're going to just pry these windows open as wide as we can, to get some air. Now they screwed the windows shut.
What? Why?
I don't know, because they have like a ventilation plan, and this isn't part of it. And
wow,
I had a big long story about it. I just did the Reader's Digest version because I didn't get it. But it is a news headline from somewhere in this world.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Passengers were settling back into their airplane seats and starting to relax when a huge explosion and a flash of light interrupted an in-flight announcement. This happened a couple weeks ago. Boeing 777-200 headed from Denver to Honolulu. Now, we talked about it when it happened. Here's the reason I'm sharing more. There's way more details in this story here. But the most interesting thing is there's a video and images posted on Twitter from the airplane. So you can, like, have you ever seen that? Someone takes a photo out there and you see the wing.
Right.
And they're like, hey, look at the beautiful view. And you're like, yeah, beautiful view with an airplane wing sticking into it. Somebody snapped photos and they got some video images. I had not seen this before. Now, there are others that maybe have already seen this because it's probably been floating around. But they said in a statement the plane experienced a right engine failure shortly after takeoff. They went back and, got that all taken care of. But again, you can see images and video, and I've got a link to that in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, brought to you by redcrossblood.org. Before I even read the story, I want to go right now and make sure I say, I know most people who do this job would never do this type of thing.
Okay.
So I just want to say that ahead of time, because a German postman is in all kinds of trouble He was busted for stealing $15,000 worth of undeliverable mail. So it was undeliverable because, it was checks and stuff. The man took mail, returned to the post office, went through it to steal any cash inside.
Oh.
The man worked at the Lost Mail Distribution Center. He was arrested after police found envelopes from stolen mail in his recycling bin. Money was recovered from the man's residence, and it was right in the neighborhood of $15,000.
Whoa, holy cow.
Yeah, that's a lot. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to say it again. Most people who do that job would never, ever, ever, ever do that. So I just want to make sure we put that out there because I don't want people thinking that they're bad folks doing that. Because again, most of them are not. But this guy,
is
not so good.
The post office hiring?
Would you stop it? Yeah, this guy was in Germany, and he is a bad dude. And it's today's moment of duh.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? Brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. Heidi, are you ready for this one?
I'm ready.
All right, how about this? Silver Sands, Prescott, Arizona. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center?
I'm going to say this is a golf course.
And you are wrong.
No way.
Yeah, Silver Sands, Prescott, Arizona. This golf clap is for anybody who guessed rehab center.
Wow, I thought for sure I had this one right.
You don't get to gloat because you got it wrong.
I'm not gloating.
Oh, she's trying to gloat. This is how we play. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? Brought to you by TimeForRehab.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is just a great story. It comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. Now, I got to tell you, my heart goes out to small business owners. I know so many people who literally put everything, and when I say everything, I'm not just talking about every dollar, every nickel, every penny they could scrape together.
Everything.
But I mean, in addition to all of the funds they put in, also the trust of friends and family and anybody that would help them. And then they also put all of their time and their effort and everything into a business.
Yeah.
And 2020 kind of kicked a lot of people right in the teeth.
Yeah, it did.
It was not good. This story is an amazing story. A Wisconsin restaurant owner is using his own money to help struggling local restaurants during the pandemic. How cool is that?
That's cool.
Adolfo Melendez, owner of a Tex-Mex restaurant, El Mezcal, in Stevens Point, Wisconsin, purchased more than $2,000 in gift cards to restaurants around his community. And then he raffled them off to his customers. So back in December 2020, more than 110,000 eating and drinking establishments across the country had to close temporarily, or some of them for good, because of the pandemic. That's according to the National Restaurant Association. That's when Melendez says that his restaurant got second place in a local contest for favorite restaurants, and his prize was having $300 in gift cards purchased from him. He said at that moment he figured he needed to pay it forward. At the end of last year, he began to buy gift cards from local restaurants in his community, and he raffled them off to customers on his restaurant's Facebook page. The winner would get $20 gift cards to local restaurants. So that is really cool that he was doing that. Now, something that we talked about for a long, long time, and it's still going, even though we don't talk about it every day anymore, the gift card challenge.
Yeah.
And the second I read this, it was sent over to me because I go, oh, you're going to like this. It's kind of like your gift card challenge.
Yeah.
It instantly did make me think of that. So I'm glad that when somebody read this and thought of it or thought of us, they sent it over. You can do the same thing. If you see a good news story, please share it with me. I love that. If you'd like to know more about this one, you can find it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.